How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. Back to yet another review. A little bit of growler time. A little bit of Imperial IPA collaboration growler time in the form of Conclave Brewing and Troon Brewing. It's the greatest trick the devil ever pulled. Yes. A little bit of collaboration goodness. Comes courtesy of Keith. Thank you very much, Keith. You all know Keith. He's usually my other half dealer. My future wife lives very close to him, and he's like, what was it, over the weekend? And he's like, hey man, pop over. I got something for you. And he kind of dropped this on me, which is really cool because I kind of really wanted to try it for a couple different reasons. One, I dig Conclave. I've actually had a couple of their beers, reviewed them, and I've had a couple of Troon beers. I actually picked them all up in the same weekend. They're kind of sort of close to each other, about a half an hour apart, kind of in that western central Jersey kind of area. And I dug it, but the Troon stuff, the IPA I had was very nice, but they had this kind of lactose raspberry funky thing going on that was absolutely blew my doors off. One of my favorite beers I had all year. So anytime you have two breweries getting together making good beer, hopeful good beer, you want to check it out. So here we go. As far as what it says on this growler, nothing. Levante. Raritan Township, New Jersey. That's all we have. So we're just going to crack it open and see what she's got. It wasn't like a bottle release or a kind of thing. It was just, I believe it was just kegs and growler fills or crowler fills or whatever you want to do it. Don't think they actually have a crowler machine at Levante. It was released there. So it was their half of a collab. I believe they did a collab earlier at an earlier point. So let's see what we have here. Give her a good pour. So she's an Imperial IPA. I don't know the ABVs or the details about it because I don't want to look anything up. All I want to do is I want to pour it, want to drink it, let's talk about it, and we can do all that other stuff afterwards. Anyway, give Conclave a little love there. Yeah, I mean, she looks the part of a double IPA. What do you have there? Just under a pinky finger. A pretty aggressive pour there, pretty tight compact bubbles, just off-white. Got a creamy head to it, nothing too crazy. You know, she'd be butternut squash soup, man. She's big, thick, dense. She has that haze, baby. So people will freak the shit out over the beer. So a lot of breweries kind of have the looks down, but the old nose and taste and stuff sometimes doesn't live up to what people think looks should live up to. Anyway, see if we can get a nose on there. Ooh, okay, that, my friends, that is juice. A lot of people kind of throw that word around, but that's exactly what this one lands. It's kind of like a combination of like a citrus orange leading the way with a little bit of kind of stone fruity, kind of tangerine, nectarine kind of thing going on in there, juice-wise. And it comes off juice-like. It's not so much that I'm smelling fruits or I'm smelling this. I'm actually literally smelling, well, not literally because it's beer, or there could be juice in it for all I know, smelling juice. It's just coming off like that kind of fresh squeeze, kind of pop it open, little medley, stone fruit citrus medley. But there's a bittering there too. You get a little bit of kind of burning, kind of green hot bittering from it. Nothing too crazy, but enough to let you know, okay, we're somewhere beyond what fruit juice is. So it's something a little bit more. Hopefully it's beer. But yeah, it has that sweetness, juiciness going on with a little bit of kind of that biting, kind of green bittering to it. That's pretty much it. It smells fresh. It smells vibrant. It smells pretty damn fucking awesome, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm just going to dive in, see what she's got. Cheers. Well, here's the deal. The Imperial IPA market is flooded with a lot of breweries pumping out beer after beer. This is the good stuff. This is exactly where I want my kind of knee-jerk, super, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of visceral, kind of, I just want good taste. I don't really want to sit there and kind of dissect something to the nth degree. I just want really sweet, juicy, new school IPA that's super hazy and just checks all those boxes of that. You know, we're dating a super hot person with not that much intelligence, but enough character and enough bits and pieces up there to make you not feel too guilty. That's where this one lands. This is absolutely in the kind of upper level of those beers that I've had. First things first. Mouthfeel. Exactly where I want it to be. Nice density to it. Not super, super dense, but enough to let you know you're drinking something of substance. That fruit juice medley, that kind of tangerine, nectarine thing I was kind of talking about in there, definitely comes through in the taste. It's there, if not equal, even more pronounced in the taste than it was in the mouth. Still coming off fresh, still coming off juice-like, not coming off artificial. Then you get to that kind of green bittering thing, which ends up being deeper and more flushed out than just a generic kind of green kind of biting bitteriness. This is that fresh cut grass, walking behind a lawnmower, face first down a hill in a bunch of weeds and from smoking weeds, pulling weeds, tomato stocky, all kinds of graininess. The way it is playing off each other is perfect. You're going to talk about balance in this beer? Sure, you can talk about balance in a couple different ways. It's not, bitter and sweet. The way that works with that bitter and sweetness, though, it just kind of makes you want to drink more. There's the ever so slightest bit of like an evaporative kind of alcohol kind of vibe to it, to let you know you're drinking something with a little bit more punch to it, but it's not like a heat thing. It's just, you can kind of feel that kind of alcohol vapor, and you know you're drinking something up there. I would guess this is kind of 9 pushing 10%. But yeah, she's super fucking tasty, super drinkable, super chuggable. Does she set herself apart from the kings of the world that make these kind of beers? You're kind of, in my books, you're what people think the Treehouse Trillium is. Equilibrium for me, a couple other breweries like that. Does it have its own vibe? Does it have its own kind of personality? It's kind of weird because it tastes like a lot of other beers, but I couldn't tell you a beer it tastes exactly like. Maybe a lot like Dialed In from Trillium. That'd probably be the most kind of close on the nose to it, but just a hair different. Listen, we're dealing with a collab here. We're dealing with 2 different brewers, so you're getting a couple different kind of cogs moving at one time. So it's going to show a bit more than just a singular personality to begin with, but what it does show is a deft hand. Some really nice hops, some really nice kind of bits and pieces that just come together as one of the more standout Imperial IPAs I've had in a while. Like I said, kind of at the get, this market is flooded to the nth degree with all these kind of super hazy kind of beers, and you can bump into a lot of them. They're just kind of paint by numbers, a color inside the lines, paint by numbers kind of beers, and this one just stands up and kind of announces itself to be something a bit beyond what a lot of those other beers are trying to be. So, is it trying to be something else? Is it trying to be a Trillium Dialed In? I don't know. It gets very close. It tastes, that's the beer that keeps popping in my head. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so. Because, those beers, while in a super flooded market, are few and far between. There's a lot of haves and have-nots and in-betweens. And this one, for me, definitely lives up to what I look for in that super saturated market. So yeah, let's talk about it. Is it one of the better Imperial IPAs I've had as of late? Yes, without a doubt. Absolutely delicious, tasty, gives me everything I want. That new skull hops, the juiciness, the whole things. We're not talking fucking higher math here. We're not talking rocket science. We're talking about visceral fucking hate sex in a glass with hops, and it delivers that with spades. Value and availability. It was crowler only, brewery only. I don't know how much it costs. Maybe somebody will chime in, Keith or whoever said it. I mean, it's a growler. Was it going to be $12 to $18? I don't know. Brewery only, and just say if you like what we like this. If you like those beers, man, if you like the Trilliums and the Treehouses and those breweries of the world, this is giving you all of that plus more. So if you're into those kind of beers and you like the nuance, the difference between what sets those breweries apart from the 9 billion other people doing them, and you'll like this beer because it's going to give you that. If you're a haze bro or a hop thought or whatever you want to call yourself, and you kind of just go for just that generic profile, you're going to love it too. But for those people that really kind of want that little bit extra specialness in kind of hazy IPA, then this one definitely shows and proves. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff and things. This dude Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on tap. Massive Beers, all 4 of those places if you want to check me out somewhere else. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice, big, hazy beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.